Okay, folks, guess what? N8344 Tango's at an annual. She passed with flying colors. So I want to wrap up this annual video. We didn't find anything that was of any significance, and but I wanted to bring something to everybody's attention. When you're doing an annual, following the checklist. Now, for 44 Tango, which is a 1962 Cessna Skylark 175, we have the Cessna manual. This is service manual 63 through 68. It's more general, and they generally have these little things here. You can see 50 hours, 100 hours as specified, and it gives a couple of denotations that if you flip to the last page, it becomes a little bit more specific. Talking to Bill Goebel, Chief Hanger Rat, he brought up a very good point, something I needed to reiterate on this wrap-up video of doing an annual inspection, is you can use it. You definitely have to use what the manual says. You definitely go with that, and I've got actually two manuals here to work with. This other one is, thank you, Bill Goebel, link to his channel in the description below. This is the actual 62 Cessna that covers my 175 service manual. Very specific for this airplane, released February of 62. And it's a little bit different. It doesn't have the dots and stuff that one has. This one, it actually goes through here and gives you line by line different things: vacuum pump for security, oil leaks and safetying, vacuum relief valve for security, and the inlet screen for cleanliness, holes, corrosion, and safetying, vacuum system oil separator, voltage regulator for security and tight electrical connections. I guess security, that would mean, is it loose on the firewall? Tighten up the screws every 200 hours. Check contact points for discoloration, pits, and corrosion. Well, guess what, folks? It is inevitable, and Josh Flowers will even tell you, you have an older aircraft like this. I don't know how old 901 is, but I guarantee you this is older. There's a lot of stuff on here that no longer is applicable to this. I no longer have a vacuum system. That's gone. I no longer have a generator. That's gone. I have an alternator. Now, that being said, I can use this as a guideline to actually come up with my own list. And this is from Uncle Steve. And this is a great idea. For your airplane, if you're doing this, owner's assisted annual, if you have an A&P or IA that will help you do your annual, all the stuff in this book, you can go and make your own checklists, basically like for like, checking the engine baffles, checking the cylinder rocker box covers, push rod housings. And this one here, when I get this document, I'm probably going to, I can make it more specific. Ignition harness, stuff like check for wear, check for abrasion, security. Is it zip tied or secured to where it doesn't move? Electrical wiring, check for chafing and whatever. Engine controls and linkage. You check your mixture, your throttle, your propeller controls, starter brushes, brush lead to communicator. That needs to be done every 200 hours. You kind of go back to your logbook, figure that out. We don't, as you can see, this is the annual, and we denoted that it was done with 20, crap, why is it not showing up? 2376.8 hours. Wipe the lens off here. Oh, she goes all white. Come back. There we go. Well, lenses work better when they're clear. Alternator, not a whole lot. You check it, is it putting out voltage? Is it clean? Make sure there's no oil going through it. Of course, in the middle of this thing, we have checklist. We check our individual cylinder compressions. We denote that. And it goes on and on and on. The things you do in your fuel system, your strainers, drain valves, fuel tanks. You want to stick a scope in there, take a peek, see how that looks. Vents, valves, fuel primer, O-rings. This aircraft has a manual fuel primer, where an injected aircraft, you might have a procedure for starting where you go full rich, full throttle, hit the boost pump for 5 seconds till you get flow for 5 seconds, and then turn it all off, pull everything out, and start. whatever, diverting. Landing gear, all brake fluid, lines, hoses, linings, the disc assembly, brake assembly, master cylinders, check them for leaking, check them for, I think there's actually a thing here for it's brake fluid, torque link, grease that up, nose gear, shimmy damper servicing. I think there's somewhere in the book that goes into detailing exactly how you service that. It should just be an inspection, see if it's leaking, whatnot. Something that's also the most important part of your annual. We'll skip past all this stuff. Don't forget the ELT inspection, ELT battery, aircraft records check, and then aircraft 80 and SEB. Something Bolton, I think, service and something Bolton. Let's see, I got a note in here, engine SN data plate needs reordering through FAA, not critical. Okay, well, we got to do that. That'll probably happen here sooner than later. This is where this list comes in really, really awesome. You must check your ADs for immediate ADs, recurrent ADs, whatever. This is a great way, if you build your own spreadsheet, to actually checklist when you do annual to help keep track of everything. Make note of the ADs that you actually find, their number, effective dates, and the status. And we got some in here. I got to figure this out, and I'm just, because I'm going to be an A&P, folks. It's going to happen. It might take a few years, but it's going to happen. I get denote ADs that are for this aircraft, but say they don't specifically apply. Let's see. Like for example, there's an AD number 2008-26-10, alternate static air source selector valve. Well, that doesn't apply to this aircraft because guess what? It's not installed. We don't have one. And similar things like that. Here's another one for the fuel flow engine oil adapter, or full flow engine oil adapter. Cessna engine oil filter adapter is not installed. There's another one that's STC, PMC, whatever, approved for this aircraft. So that's on there. So this AD, it's for this aircraft, but it doesn't apply to us because it's not installed, or we went a different route, something that is equally certified. Anyway, we found nothing of any great concern. Well, I say that. We did find oil, number 6. So we walk over here. Number 5 is the hottest cylinder because it's right behind the oil cooler. Number 6 is over here on the other side of number 5. And the bottom plug was damp. So we got the next oil change when the cowling comes off. I'm going to have to double check that, see where we're at. And worst case scenario, I'll have to pull this jug off and maybe replace the oil control ring, send the jug out, have a fresh hone put on it. It's not going to be a complete top end overhaul. All the other pressures in the engine are perfect. I mean, there's no issue there at all. It's just probably, and Paul Williamson, who's a character on this show, also pointed out, this is the coldest cylinder. It's always going to be the coldest cylinder because guess what? It's right here. It's the first cylinder the cold outside air hits. And as it hits this, each cylinder beyond that, the air gets warmer and warmer as it cavitates and swirls around underneath the cowling. Anyway, folks, that is all we've got. I'm good to fly till next year. I got some trips planned and put some miles on 44 Tango. And one of the things I do want to point out, starting to decorate her a little bit. Got some stickers here. I got a few more guys that are worthy of putting stickers on. I need to get my flying eye sticker on there. We'll get that going here pretty quick. But Dean might have to give me 10% off flying eyes. Use the offer code WolfPilot, but it doesn't exist yet. Anyhow, folks, thanks for following along on this deal. I'm getting caught up with other videos of just between doing my instrument ground school and stuff at work and whatever. It's just you got to prioritize. And I only got 1,000 subscribers. I don't monetize the channel. So getting my IFR rating is really #1 priority. Anyhow, thank you so much and for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And stay tuned for more Airframe and Power Plant greatness here on the Wolf Pilot channel.